If you think the cost of buying a home is limited to the sales price, you're in for a bit of a surprise. Today, we are going to unpack the costs related to purchasing a home in North Idaho and what that entails. So the first cost you're going to want to be aware of is the cost to inspect the home. Once you go under contract and you and the seller have agreed upon the terms of the sale, you're going to have a home inspector come and look over all the details of the home. Now, some people will waive this inspection contingency, but it's very important that you have it inspected, in my opinion. I'll add that caveat. I believe that you should always have a home inspected. You can find things that you would likely never have found on your own. These guys are very good at what they do, and I always hire a home inspector when I purchase a home. The cost for a home inspection can range anywhere from $500 to $750. That's a rough estimate. Again, it will depend on the size of the home, if there's a shop, if there's an accessory dwelling unit, if you want the sewer scoped, if you want radon tested. All of these things are going to adjust that price for an inspection. But plan on somewhere in that $500 to $750 range and you'll be doing okay. The second cost you'll want to be aware of before you get to the closing table is the appraisal cost. The appraisal has to be paid for in advance, and this is, of course, assuming that you are getting lending on the home. If you're paying cash, you get to choose whether or not you want to have it appraised. So budget for that as well. So now that we've gotten through the inspection and the appraisal, now we get to the costs at the closing table. I have here a settlement statement, a closing statement from a transaction that was closed earlier this year here in Kootenai County. And let's walk through this. So we have here at the top the purchase price of the property. That's to be expected. And you can see the debits and credits on either side. So if we go down to the prorations, county taxes are paid in arrears. So in this particular case, that is going to be a credit to the buyer from the seller. And we have irrigation and water. So that's a debit. So the water and irrigation in this particular case, in this jurisdiction, so to speak, that is paid forward, and so we are going to debit that from the buyer to the seller. New loans. This is where we get into a lot of the costs that people don't expect. It is expensive to borrow money, and not just in the interest that you pay month to month, but the upfront costs to generate the loan are substantial. So let's look at those. 0.75 for the loan amount on the point. So almost $3,800 just to generate the loan. And that's actually a pretty good price for that loan amount. You have the appraisal fee, which as you can see is zero because that was paid beforehand. Credit reports, funding fees, appraisal fees, registration fees. We got all these fees that add up to, again, thousands and thousands of dollars. If you're not prepared for this when you're going in to buy a home, this can really catch you by surprise and could potentially tip the scales, which is why I want to make you aware of it. You have some title charges. So this is what the title and escrow company charge to run the transaction, to do the paperwork. They act as the middleman and hold the money and change the name on the title, and they make sure that everything is done legally and correctly. And then at the end here, you've got your recording fees and your mortgage fee. So as you can see here, and I won't add these up, the fees, if you're getting lending, the fees add up to thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, we've got here, what do we got? We got almost $4,000 there. 1, 2, 3.5. I mean, we've got $7,000, $8,000 right there very quickly just in the loan fees. So I just wanted to take this time to make you aware that when you are going in to purchase a home, you need to think about the down payment amount, you need to think about your loan fees, and you need to think about the other costs that are going to be involved in it. We haven't even talked about moving. Moving's expensive. So all of these things are variables to consider. And as always, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice here in North Idaho. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Email me, text me, call me, whatever's easiest for you, and I would love to help you.